the hero in one person's story is the villain in the next person's story.
Absolutely.
Right.
I personally am villain to a few people.
And you as the person that is surviving your thoughts, because remember, it's an ideation, so it comes from you. Even if it's something that has happened to you that triggers it, unfortunately, you do become the source of what's going on. Now it really becomes a part of what tools have they suggested for you, and are you taking time to recognize and get to know those tools? So first off, if you abandon yourself, most things or people that are abandoned, not only do they depreciate in value, they depreciate in thinking about the options for themselves that would be best to take care of something. So you spend less effort thinking, how do I want to live? You spend less effort thinking this is going to work. You spend less effort thinking I could try again if it doesn't work. And the reason I'm big on everything starts and stops with effort is nothing really gets done unless there's some kind of effort.
Right. That's
Mental Health Monday.
Mental Health Monday.
All right, we're back. All right, so what were you saying?
Yeah. So we both have two sets of each piece for the most part, except for the king and queen. You only have one king, one queen, and then you have 8 pawns. But you got...
Are you supposed to have 2 kings, 2 queens?
No.
Okay.
You got 2 rooks, 2 knights, 2 bishops.
Okay.
And each piece can move differently. So, at the beginning of the game, or the beginning of the line, where the pawns are, they can move either 1 time, 1 square, or 2. And so when they're attacking, say you have a piece right here, that's the only time pawns can attack. And then that piece would be mine. And then, actually this is a good example. Knights can jump pieces. Knights
including my pieces, or just their own pieces?
A piece.
A piece.
Yeah.
1 piece. So it could jump 1 piece at a time, or 1 piece for the overall game?
It can jump any number of pieces, and it moves in an L. So if there's a space here, I can jump there. Yeah, and that's the only.
So
piece
it jumps in between. It doesn't jump over.
No, it jumps over. Yeah. Technically, it's moving like this.
So knights could move in the black and the red, or does that not matter?
They can move in the black and the red. The only one that can only move in its color are the bishops. So you got 1 in red and 1 in black, and each of those can stay in those colors. Yeah.
Okay.
And then rooks move in straight lines, but they can move all the way out if there's a clear space. So there's nothing here, I can attack that if I choose.
Like right now? Like you could go from there all the way to attack that.
If there was no piece here.
So if you did this,
I can't do that though. Pawns they can only move diagonal if they're attacking something. So pawns.
So everyone in the back is stuck except for the knights until you put something in front of it?
Yeah.
Why would they make the game like this?
But that's a front line.
That's boring.
But that's how a front line works. No, trust me. It gets intense.
Oh God! No disrespect by calling it boring. I'm just saying, like that's a hell of a waiting game. Talk about sitting on your hands. I mean, the knights could move. All right, so that's a bishop.
That's a bishop.
That's a bishop. That's a
rook.
Rook.
Yeah, it's the castle. Same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is
queen, king, knight, bishop, rook or castle. Pawns.
just thinking of all these shows. It's you're a pawn. You're a pawn.
Pretty much. But man, you gotta respect pawns because you can do some crazy moves with pawns.
Now you have to explain the crazy moves, or would that be too far ahead?
If a pawn gets all the way to the end, you can summon whatever piece you've lost. One piece that you've lost.
So a pawn could revive somebody?
Basically. But you gotta get all the way to the end.
So a pawn would have to make it to this end, you mean? Like the end of the chessboard, like one piece was available and it made it to the opposite side.
Right.
Does that ever happen?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like Yu-Gi-Oh!
Sure.
He's like, nah, you need to give me a whole description if you're going to reference Yu-Gi-Oh! In this.
Right. But see, say I move here.
Yeah.
Now my bishop is free. You know? Mm-hmm. I can move in any diagonal on the red. It's easier. It's easy to free pieces.
Okay, we'll figure it out as we go.
Yeah. So, in tradition, white goes first. I personally hate that. It feels a little racist. But
Wait,
whatever.
in tradition, the white goes first?
Yes.
And you gave me the black pieces. I'm black and proud. I could deal with this. It's
Well, we
fine.
can have it so black goes first.
No,
I'm way more comfortable with that personally.
I'm fine with that.
Because
Might as well keep the tradition popping.
Yeah. All right, so this will be my first move. Remember, pawns can only move twice at the beginning.
So in the beginning, the first move that I do could be a twice move.
Yeah, it could be 2 squares with the pawn. Nice. A lot of people go for that move. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, actually. My goal is to try and make a formation. I forget what the maneuver's called.
You want to be
Something called
Beyonce so
phalanx.
bad.
Exactly.
All right. So I'll start the discussion as I make a move.
Cool. Nope. Remember, only if you're attacking something. So something has to be there for the pawn to attack it.
Wait, so how was I able to move this
Forward.
first?
You can move forward, but you can't move diagonal with the pawn.
So I would just move it forward.
Yes.
So I'm allowed to go into the red.
Yeah.
Okay, my
Absolutely.
bad. I was thinking the colors. Like you gotta stick to the color.
No.
All right, so you tell me about your week, and then I'll open up about what we're discussing, because that'll just make things more fluid. And who doesn't want to have a conversation while getting their beat?
Man, my week.
The parts you're comfortable with.
Sure. Got a new job.
Congrats. I know that was stressful for you. That was a thing.
The new job is also stressful. Mm-hmm. I'm a process server now.
Oh.
So I get people legal papers, so everyone hates me.
Oh, Jesus.
For the most part. Some people get money. So
Did you know that's what the job was when you showed up, or did the title and everything change?
I knew it, but I didn't realize how theatrical it was really going to be. Because people are actually like ducking me.
Yeah, you didn't realize that'd be theatrical? Who wants to be served anything?
I mean, when I got served papers, I've been served papers before. You can just, okay, now I know what's going on. I can just ask my lawyer, hey, let's just delay this.
Well, I think getting served really depends on how much do you have to lose that's of value.
Sure.
And it changes per person. Because you can have something like, you can own a lot of things, but you're like, or they're not valuable or they're not a loss because I have them in an LLC that I'm not under.
Right.
You feel me? So you guys know that I run the business and that I've purchased the business, but who owns it? Who knows? You guys got to do the research for that. It's not a me thing. I'm not going to line it up for you guys.
And that's actually how it goes.
Yeah.
A lot of times addresses are wrong, names are wrong, and you just
All on purpose.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, all on purpose.
Yeah.
But
the
did you
saddest
do a
part
move?
is, no, it's my move now. Mm-hmm. The saddest part is when people die and like you got to try and serve a dead person, which isn't a
that.
Yeah, you find out someone's dead. It's like, oh, that's sad.
Oh God.
Yeah, like one dude has been dead for 4 years, and it's like,
It's getting morbid. It's getting very morbid.
Yeah, exactly.
4 years.
Yeah.
So when people pass away, it's not reported?
Not to certain people, not to the courts or the lawyer usually. You see what I'm doing?
I see how you're doing it, and I'm thinking of what I want to do myself. After this, I'm only allowed to move forward, right?
Yeah, one time.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Now remember, you have to look at the trajectory of other pieces. So right now, my queen can attack you, if I chose to.
Well, how many moves can the queen make?
Okay, I forgot to mention, the queen can move however she wants to except the L formation. The knight is the only one that moves in an L shape. But it always and only moves in an L shape. The queen can move all the way straight or diagonal. And as far as she wants.
We have
king
the
can
same
do the
exact
same
formation.
But by one piece.
You hear what I said? One piece. We have the same formation in the middle.
Oh yeah, kinda. If these two pieces were up here, we'd be exactly the same.
Yeah, but I mean like right here in terms of defensive and your offensive.
Yeah. We'll see how that pans out.
So how do you handle emergencies?
How do I handle emergencies?
Is it your turn or my turn?
Ooh. You moved here, right? Was that
And
your
then you
last
told
move?
me that the queen could do whatever she wants to do.
Yeah, so it's my turn.
Why didn't you move the queen in that and just take care of that pawn?
Because I chose not to.
Okay.
All right. Now we're in a situation. You can attack me if I don't attack you first. Okay. Yeah. So there are different things I could do.
That's what I figured, but I wanted to see how this would work.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I can attack you with that, or I can defend the pawn.
So you can move diagonal now that I'm in front of you?
Yes, and so can you now. Now that I've moved that piece, you can attack that piece if you want.
I could attack this piece instead of
That
that?
piece.
I was going to say, because then I have to attack what's in front first.
Yes. So if you want
Well, you just did that move.
Right. So after you attack it, I can attack you with that piece or this piece.
Well, I'm going to attack you because I feel like the price is right and there's no other good moves that I could have done with that. Because even if I moved to the side, I would have just been putting myself in another liable situation anyway.
Valid.
Let's put the pieces over here so it doesn't block the camera.
Sure.
As we set up bodies. All right, so how do you handle emergencies?
Relatively calmly, I think. You know, I can be very like animated sometimes, but when it's real. That's like a thing in our family. Everyone gets very serious and not like yelling or anything. Like I've been in car accidents and I'm never like, I'm just like, all right.
Yeah.
What has happened here? What are we doing? Assess the situation. Because like we're trying not to get killed in an emergency, you know?
You said I could move diagonal, right?
With that piece, but you don't have any space to move diagonal because you
It's
have
because
pieces in
this
front
is
of you.
blocking it?
Yep.
And this can only move forward?
Yep. So you can move that forward.
All right. No, I got you. This is where the fun for you begins. All right, so the reason I asked for how do you handle emergencies is I had a situation that I think it's okay to say it's ongoing with a friend who's suffering from negative ideation thoughts. And
Those type of emergencies.
yeah. And I had a call out, which is very funny to say.
What do you mean by a call out? Nice.
So what happened is this person admitted to me that they were struggling, right? And when people find out about the work that I do, I'm very much my work is the resource, but I'm not the solution, right? So I can provide you with a list of therapists that I work with. You guys can know about the events that we do that you could attend with the other professionals I work with. But my job is more advertising, shaping the message and providing a better understanding, providing a space for people to tell their conversations and their experiences and the cause and the effect of those experiences, and also creating an opportunity for people to tell their truth in a totality that they weren't able to have before. I am not the person that you call when it's time to be like, I need help, man. The knife is right here. No. I'm not the person you call when it's like...
Is that kind of what happened?
No. It was close to it, but no. I'm not the 911 of my friend group. I tell people that. I am the support before everything hits the fan, where people can handle stuff. And I am also now that the emergency has happened and that has passed, what can we do better and what's everyone's responsibility, and let's figure out how to schedule this and make it a norm. And also don't make now that I'm helping you, there's a new burden I'm dealing with. Because when you're someone that's going through that stuff, there is a certain amount of sensitivity of I am becoming a burden, right? Mm-hmm. You do the move, and then I'll continue the story. Okay.
I moved here. Did you move? Oh, yeah. Where'd you move after I moved here?
I did this.
Okay.
And then what did you do?
Nothing after that, I don't think. Here. We're going to play this video back, and it's going to look crazy.
For my first time, or just in general?
Just because, one, I'm forgetful.
Are you?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. My short-term memory is ass.
Assed out.
Yep. I could do something ridiculously cocky, but I'm not.
Well, what is it?
Give up my queen.
Well, how does that work?
If I attacked you here, you could attack the queen.
I could, and that's why I did that, because I don't know what I'm doing, but it's like, well, you should put bait out there to see what would happen, because you don't know what you're doing, so that's usually the best time to just do whatever.
For sure.
I think things are harder when you do know what you're doing.
For sure. Yeah, because you have options, and then options can be overwhelming. Mm-hmm. So something that I'm going to show you is the castle. It's the only time the king can move more than one square. Mm-hmm. That's castling.
What does that do exactly?
It's a way to defend your king.
If you get the king, the game's over.
Right. And so you can castle when the bishop and the knight have been removed from those two spaces. Mm-hmm. That's the only time you can castle.
But the knight can only move it an L. The knight could only move it an L. So with moving here,
you can move here.
Here?
Yeah, it's the only place you can move actually.
So I wouldn't be able to move here and here?
After, yeah.
So
you can make a turn.
To move there, though, I'd have to move here, move this forward, then move that. That's three moves.
No, you don't have to move anything forward. Remember, the knight can jump everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you can just be there if you choose to.
I don't want to overload one side. I feel like that'd be a great mistake and a great opportunity for you to just get to the king quickly.
That's a tactic sometimes. Some people attack in a certain line.
Yeah.
Like I've chosen straight down the middle.
But in the story, because I should get back to the story.
Yes.
What I realized is this person was going through the loop of struggling with the ideation, trying not to make attempts, but they weren't getting help. I think me telling them they can open up to me and we can have this discussion and I understand where they're coming from turned into they have my back. And this is going to sound like bad advice, but no one has your back until you get help.
Exactly. Because then you're just trauma dumping, honestly.
You're trauma dumping. The people you're trauma dumping on, they can't tell you what to do, because this is why therapists aren't allowed to serve their family as a therapist. Because people can take advantage of you and your vulnerability, and being a therapist and a licensed therapist, by law, you have to give them the best advice available, and it's not supposed to serve you personally. So I told him, hey, you keep having these moments that you're struggling, you're telling us it's bad, but You're not going to the hospital. You're not reaching out to therapists. You're not looking up what medication is out there outside of self-medication. And I was like, we are not the solution. We are only a part of the initiative, which is you go get help and then you come back and you let us know what you need and what you don't need. And we're a part of the recovery. Those are the two places that your friends and family exist when it comes to someone having a bout.
Yeah.
But this has been going on for months.
This person definitely needs to learn that you can't be helped unless you're going to help yourself.
Now, I know that they also have a history of going to get help before they were back in the U.S., like when they were out of the country and when they were down south. But I also explained to them, your experience has nothing to do with this new experience and group of friends that you had, and we haven't had this experience with you. So in life, when you have a bout, especially when it comes to ideation, there's something very important that you have to do where you realize you are dealing with a different group of people, and not each group is going to handle things similarly, even if it feels like it's the same steps. Sometimes the difference in what they say yes or no to is all the difference it is for you making a better decision for yourself. And I acknowledged to them, I was like, you've probably had a lot of people who said they're there for you, and the only time they were there for you was in that conversation of them being there for you. But I do plan on being different. And being different isn't just calling you out, it's explaining to you why your friends and the people that love you aren't enough for you to get better. What do you think about that conversation?
I think you're 100% right. Like, you're the only person who can heal you is you. Mm-hmm. You can't rely on people for your own mental health. That's not how it works. You can talk to a therapist, but even a therapist is there to help you plan things for yourself. Mm-hmm. And give you advice on, not even really advice, help you understand what type of advice you can give yourself. You know, there aren't too many therapists who say you should do this, that, and the third. It's, how are you feeling? What do you think about this? What do you think you can do about this? Those are those situations. So, yeah. I think the question to be asked is why they're not getting help.
I think...
And have they asked themselves that question?
I think they're in a state where there's a lot of things that aren't in place right now. Like looking for a new apartment, wondering why the music they're making isn't going viral yet. There's a certain amount of them that they're putting a lot of their hopes in their dreams, and dreams aren't supposed to save you.
Priorities.
And the reason I say dreams aren't supposed to save you is I've seen a lot of people get their dream jobs, and their dream jobs were one of the main reasons for their demise.
Absolutely.
I've seen people get jobs that they regretted when they got there, and now they found out that, I actually really enjoy the work that I do when I thought it would be stressful and I thought I wouldn't like the people. So when it comes to dreams, especially someone who's chased their dreams before, I too was let down by my dream, but I don't know if I really lived up or did everything in the right manner to fulfill the dream I had for myself of playing in the league. I knew what I did do and what I was able to do and what I didn't do. And when you get to the end of chasing your dream or living out whatever that dream was, you do have to take account of who you were in that time and who you weren't, and the decisions that you may not have been able to be that person.
Yeah. Also, me personally, you don't need one dream.
You don't.
You can have multiple dreams.
But there are people who only have one dream and they do not want to have multiple dreams.
If that's the case, then you need to have a ferocious amount of determination.
And a ferocious amount of determination usually means that your vices don't fuel your dreams.
Right.
And
Like,
if your
you're on
vices
top of it.
are fueling your dreams, are they a part of how you blow off steam? That is where your resources go.
And maybe your dream is more of a nightmare. Maybe your dream is more of you just kind of coping with something.
But what do you say to the person when the nightmare is the only thing that feels good?
It's time to wake up, fam. Like, you got to get it together.
Yeah, but the version of them we've met up to this point is them getting it together. Or as together as it's been for them.
I think go back to the base of like, hey, why haven't you gotten help? What's stopping you? Let's pick it all apart.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I was young and trying to work on list, my therapist said, you have ADHD, good thing to do for you is to make a list. So I would make a list of different things, and then it was like hard to do each of those things.
Yeah.
So you have to look at each of those things and turn those into separate lists.
Yeah.
Even if you have 1,000 things on your list, break it down. And if you don't accomplish everything in your list, that's fine. Like, there's sometimes I'll have 10 things on my to-do list and accomplish one. I accomplish one, Celebrate. And don't even trip about not accomplishing, because that serves nothing.
Yeah. What's the next move? Is it my turn or your turn?
I did this.
You castled.
Yes.
I don't think I did anything since you castled.
Right, because we were talking about the night.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's your turn. Now this night, you can move here or here,
I could do that right now.
if you want to. Yeah. It's always good to have some pieces around the queen and remember where the queen is and who can attack the queen.
Who can attack the queen?
And right now, nobody that I have can attack the queen right now. Yeah. So she's cool.
But what would it take? What situation would it take for the queen to be able to be attacked by someone?
If I were able to maybe move this pawn, move this knight, and then put this bishop here, that's a good one. Or have my knight here.
And which way? The queen could move anywhere in a straight line, right?
So
You said no.
diagonals or straight lines. And as far as
So the pawn is technically protecting your knight.
Absolutely.
But if your knight were to jump the bishop, because it could jump pieces, then it would be vulnerable to my knight.
Would it?
Well, my knight moves in an L, right?
Right. I would be right outside of your line of fire.
So I'd only be able to move here.
You'd be able to move here. My knight can move here.
I went from here to here.
So you can move at this position. You can move here, or you can move here, or back there if you chose.
This is a bishop.
Or you can move there if you wanted to.
No, that's not a good move.
Yes, this is the bishop.
And how can I move the bishop again?
Only moves in diagonals. That's why it stays on one color. That's the only one that you have to worry about. Oh, am I on the right color? Solid, solid.
That's the only move that makes sense in all this right now.
Also, the rule is if you take your hand off a piece after you move, you can't move back.
So I could do a move, keep my hand on and look at what's going on,
Absolutely.
figure that out, and then move it back.
If you wanted to. Yeah.
Well, for me, that doesn't matter because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So,
Hey, you never know. Anything could happen. So now your queen is vulnerable
how so?
because of the L shape.
You gotta explain that to me. I'm confused.
So I was here, and I moved.
Jumped
1,
over.
2, 3. Now I can move 1, 2, 3, and take your queen.
And which way can the queen move?
She can move all the way over here. She can move there. She can move back there. She can attack this. However she wants. But no L's. Knights are the only ones who do the L thing. And
So which way can I move this?
You can move here. You can move here. You can move there. Or you can move there.
Can the knights move back or no?
Yeah, everything. Well, the only thing that can't move back is the pawns.
So you said I can move here?
No. You can't move that close to yourself, to where you were. You can move here. Or you can move here.
So even if I move here, how many moves would it take for your knight to take my queen?
1. So you have to move your queen if you don't want her taken.
And you said I can only move this way or this way?
Or that way. Yeah. She can move in all 8 directions.
I have this thing where I try not to go back to where I came from
Why?
early in the game.
That's a good move sometimes.
It is. For right now, it's a good move, but I'm wondering what's the other good move that I may not be thinking of. She's vulnerable regardless, so no matter what, that's the priority, and my concern is what's the good move for her.
You can move here and still be around.
But how
no, you
long would it
can't.
take
No, you
the knight to get there? Because the bishops, right?
I think her best move
Is back.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't want to just move it anywhere, because it's like the way your bishop's set up is if the knight doesn't get her, the bishop gets her.
Well, this bishop wouldn't get her because it would get the knight. Yeah. So from there, that's the only thing that can get her.
This is a move I could do, right?
Absolutely. Solid move. Now, if I put my knight there, your queen could attack it, and that would just be that.
But then wouldn't your bishop be able to attack my knight after I take your knight?
If you took this knight, yeah, but I'm saying if I moved there, your queen could attack it, and that would be that.
Yeah, and then after that, after my queen attacks it, the knight's left here, and since that space is open, wouldn't the bishop be able to move here diagonally
Yes.
to take that knight?
Yes.
But if you did that, then
Then
the
you could take
queen
it. You
would
could
take
take
your bishop. Okay.
You're getting it. Okay.
I'm reading it. The pages.
Right.
Alright, so how would you...
Also, I'm going to move here. Call it a day.
Can you... What you're doing when it comes to the king,
Is the only one who can do that.
right?
Can't do it with the queen.
So are you allowed to move it beside the queen?
Yeah. I'm just moving.
Does it have any extra functions that I should know about as we're doing this?
What? The rook?
This.
Yeah, the rook.
Yeah.
It only moves in straight lines. That's it. And then the castle. There might be other moves that I don't know, but I'm not going to do them because I don't know them. Yeah. I'm not the best chess player. I just play a little.
The pawns kind of get in the way.
Yeah, but you got to think about using the pawns.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they suck. It's just, it's like, how do you get to the move that the extra pieces have? But sometimes it's good when you have something that just moves once and that's it.
Right. You can't do that. Remember, you have to attack something to move diagonal. Yep. Right.
Yeah.
So I will move here because it's at the start, so I can move 2 spaces. You were going to ask a question though.
What would you do in that situation?
If this person was coming to me and wanting my help,
No, if you were observing this and a friend was dealing with what is in front of me, what would be your next course of action? Because I think that when it comes to dealing with mental health emergencies, that there's supposed to be steps to things. And sometimes the step to help could be the initiator and, all right, forget it, I'm done.
That is also a step to help. If someone really can't help themselves
Yeah.
and they're relying on you,
Yeah.
you need to take yourself out of that situation. You can say,
That's
hey,
what I'm big on.
you should do. I can't tell you what to do. You're an adult, but what I would do is these steps.
Yeah.
You know, you got to figure out why you're not doing those steps. But you know, after that,
Yeah.
training wheels off, fam. Like you gotta.
And that's where I am in this situation. Because, like, I think I had that talk with them about almost 2 weeks ago.
And they still haven't.
Now they have gone to see the doctor for something else that's going on because they're moving this week.
Is it a mental health thing that they saw the doctor for?
Can't say what it is on camera.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they just have these list of things that's going on, and the ideation is one of the main concerns for me. So before the ideation, the newer emergency, I asked them, like, hey, have you seen a doctor professionally to get diagnosed for that? Because, like, when you have health things going on, you not getting diagnosed doesn't make the thing go away.
Right.
It just means you don't know what you're dealing with and if you're dealing with it correctly.
Right.
And that makes you a danger to yourself when you become a part of that situation and you just accept it for what it is.
And that's a way. I think that's a way of maybe suicidal ideation in that sense of like, yeah, something's wrong, but I'm just gonna let it do what it's gonna do.
Yeah.
You know, just a slow way. I think that's how a lot of alcoholics that I've seen get down. You know, I know this is poisoning me, but
Why not?
I don't want to live anyway. So this is a passive way to do it.
Yeah. The marathon way of letting go.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, what would your advice be? Because I already know what my next moves are, but I'd rather have an open discussion. Because right and wrong kind of gets thrown out the window when you're dealing with someone or something that's not based on logic anymore.
I think I would be in the position of, all right, let's talk after you've talked to your therapist.
They don't have one.
Right. But they need to get one.
Yeah.
So once you talk to your therapist, then we can get back on track.
So what happens
Until
if... Keep going.
But until then, we're not talking. I got to take a minute because there's nothing more I can do until you do that. Because that's, like you said, that's the person you are.
Yeah.
So once they have finished their step, their part, put their puzzle piece in, then you can come out and you can come do your part.
What if they turn that into you've abandoned me?
They've abandoned themselves then.
Yeah. How so? Explain
Because
that.
if they're not seeking help, you've abandoned yourself. If you don't help yourself, you're abandoning yourself. And you can blame everybody else,
Yeah.
but it's that person.
What's 3 ways you're abandoning yourself if you're not seeking help after your friends who've been there for you and lend a helping ear in terms of what you're going through? How is that you abandoning yourself by not getting help? Just 3 ways.
Even outside of, that's kind of hard to put it into 3 ways.
I have an idea of how to put it into 3 ways, but I want to hear your opinion.
Okay. 1, even outside of yourself, you're actively being a burden on your friends after they've told you, hey, this, that, and the third, I'm not this person. And you continue to force someone to be that person. That's not cool.
Yeah.
That's one thing. You're abandoning your character in that sense. And then when you neglect to take care of yourself mentally, you're abandoning yourself as far as your mental health, as far as your mental health. And then mental health turns physical eventually. So those are the 3 ways I can think of you abandoning yourself.
When you say mental health turns physical, how so?
If you don't take care of your mental health, there are things that will happen. A lot of people who are have depression don't bathe. That can lead to different problems in itself. Don't exercise. Don't eat right. All those things lead to health issues. When your mental health is good, you take care of your body. Because you feel like it, you feel good. You're like, okay, I'm doing good. Let me make myself a smoothie, you know. This, that, and the third. Let me go for a jog. Whatever. Yeah.
So, the 3 ways I think you're abandoning yourself if your friends tell you to get help and you don't get help is someone that has dealt with a suicidal ideation isn't the same as somebody else dealing with a suicidal ideation.
For sure.
Those are all different. And the reason they're different is because everyone's triggers are different, even if the stories sound similar. What people have gone through are different, separate experiences, and sometimes the hero in one person's story is the villain in the next person's story.
Absolutely.
Right.
I personally am villain to a few people.
And you as the person that is surviving your thoughts, because remember, it's an ideation, so it comes from you. Even if it's something that has happened to you that triggers it, unfortunately, you do become the source of what's going on.
Absolutely.
Now it really becomes a part of what tools have they suggested for you, and are you taking time to recognize and get to know those tools? So, first off, if you abandon yourself, most things or people that are abandoned, not only do they depreciate in value, they depreciate in thinking about the options for themselves that would be best to take care of something. So you spend less effort thinking, how do I want to live? You spend less effort thinking, this is going to work. You spend less effort thinking, I could try again if it doesn't work. And the reason I'm big on everything starts and stops with effort is nothing really gets done unless there's some kind of effort.
Right. That's life. That's physics. That's everything.
Yeah.
You need some sort of motion to cause more motion.
That's number one. Number two, the reason you've now abandoned yourself and that is bad is you're no longer listening to the people around you that want better for you or want better for the version of you that existed 2 weeks ago before you got to this dark place. So not only is it much easier to abandon yourself and say things like, you don't really care about me, or say things to your friends like, you know what, I'm good. It's idal. I'll figure it out. You now warp things that have nothing to do with you seeing tomorrow and you turn it into something personal. Right? Now for me, because that's what the situation has become on certain moments, I've told them, not gonna talk to me like that. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, as your friend and someone that has cared about what you told me about, I understand your frustration, but I don't volunteer to be a punching bag in anyone's story. And you shouldn't be looking for ways to do that to your friends to get what you want, because now you're changing the friendship into something else.
Right.
So you'll use the words friends, brothers, or care as something that's meant to be used instead of expressed.
Right. It becomes very like contractual.
Yeah. And when you've moved the pole of expression versus this thing has a purpose, what happens is purposes are meant to be used. Expressions are meant to be listened to and taken in and understood. Which means with your purpose, you're not here to understand, you're here to get what you want. And most of the times when relationships become that, after you get what you want, that's why people leave. Because they finally paid you for the last time and said, you know what? It's not worth it. Even knowing the emergency, I'm okay. I'll be able to sleep at night. And then a third reason that abandoning yourself becomes an issue is you convince yourself that you're right for making the wrong decisions. And that's usually, to me, one of the most dangerous parts people get to when it comes to ideations and struggling. Because when someone is afraid of what's going on, that's very different from someone who is now dedicated to the idea that the whole world has been wrong about me the whole time and I should have done this a long time ago, which means you now put in more effort into going in the wrong direction for yourself. Obviously, I spend a lot of time on these thoughts, but it's like, nah, that's what I can see happening at any time. So like, even when it comes to like the person's dream, I often ask myself, how willing are you to make a mistake for that dream? Because you'll use the logic, well, this is for my dream, so I should be able to pay that right now and I can figure everything else out. And it's like, no, you don't get to do that. Your living situation doesn't get put behind your dream.
Right.
You can't accomplish the dream unless you have a place to live. You can't accomplish being happy when you get good news if there's no roof over your head and you're willing to give that money away because of a dream.
Right. And I understand like manifestation.
Yeah.
But
you manifest from a place that's possible.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when you don't do that, it just becomes neglect. Because you're neglecting everything else. All your focus is on this thing. Mm-hmm. One, you're neglecting the dream itself.
Yeah.
Because you're not moving in a way of, okay, is this action going to cause me to get closer to that dream? If you really have an important goal or dream, every action you take needs to be for that dream.
One thing that stuck with me that the person said was, I said, I get that music is what you're working on and that's part of what keeps you here, but your dreams aren't there to save you. I was like, you'll pay more for your dreams than your dreams will pay for you. And they said, nah, but the way this works is once I accomplish everything I want in my dream, everything will get better. And I was like, no. When you accomplish everything you want in your dream, it's the same as people saying, hey, when you get money, like a lot of money, what you tend to find of people who are miserable before the money,
they're miserable after.
They're still more miserable just with money.
Yeah.
Even if you accomplish the dream, the ideations and the struggles, they don't go away. You're just living the dream. And the ideation is your partner in crime that's always there, waiting for when people aren't celebrating you for you to be alone with your thoughts.
That part.
And it will always wait. It's the girlfriend you never said yes to. It's always staring.
Yikes.
I mean, you know it better than I do, but I mean, I've just always been on the cusp of, no, I'm okay. I'm not doing that. But that doesn't mean it's not there. It just means that I've developed my character to the point of the finish line is never worth the price to get there.
Right. It's all about the journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
And everything.
Yeah.
What does the journey look like? If the journey is crap, the goal is crap. It can be difficult, and that's fine.
Yeah.
The best things in life are the hardest. And if you're doing something that isn't beneficial, it's hard because you make it hard.
Yeah.
You got to work smart, not hard.
Is it my turn or your turn?
Which is a contradiction, but yeah. I think it's your turn. Nice. But to correct that contradiction, you can work smart. You can work really hard, but you need to work hard working smart.
You
work hard at working smart.
Yeah. You have to work so smart that everything stops being hard.
Exactly.
And if that doesn't happen, you then have to recognize and acknowledge, am I playing the game on the right board?
Right. Hard becomes a challenge.
Yeah.
That's how you have to look at it. Because challenges are fun.
Yeah, supposed to be.
Yeah.
Supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your move next.
Yes. All right, so we've got a few situations. Mm-hmm. I could take that, right? Mm-hmm. Then you would take that. I could take that, but then you could take that with either of these pieces. Mm-hmm. This is here too, just kind of sitting there. Mm-hmm. I could also take that right now, which I might do. Mm-hmm. I think that is my best move, just to get it out the way.
That's your best move.
Yeah. Because you can't attack this with that, or that, or that, or the bishop.
Nice. And I'm going to take this.
You can't do that.
I can't?
Nope. Pawns can only attack diagonally. So if two pawns are in front of each other...
You didn't say that.
Yeah, that's
you said... Wait,
they can attack
so pawns can only attack diagonally?
Only attack diagonally, I'm sorry.
That's a very important rule, man.
You wouldn't have made that move otherwise?
Yeah, nah. I did that because I was like, I did that to force the move to see what would happen. After a certain point, you gotta, hey, what are we doing here?
My bad.
No, you're fine. I'm not upset about that. That's spilled milk. That's the price of learning. So I'm okay with that.
But now, I can't move my pawn either. Unless you move here or here. And vice versa. Those pawns are stuck. Did you just move that, right?
No.
Oh, yeah.
That was already there.
You were going to attack something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, solid move. So...
You said the queen could only move front or to the side?
She can move however she wants to. Just no else.
Okay.
Yeah. You can do that. But that will take that, and that's your queen. Your queen is like one of your most important pieces. Because she can move however she wants. So for this one time, if you want to stick to that, you can.
Take my queen. I'm only going to learn by making mistakes.
True.
Because I still don't understand how the knight moves. Like, I don't see it clearly in my mind.
L shapes. So
I could technically move it here? Or is that not an L?
Only L shapes.
Well, this would be an L.
You can move there, yes.
Yeah. So when you say an L, you don't mean L one turn and then one turn to make an L. You mean a whole L.
Right. So 3 up, 1 over, or 3 over, 1 up.
I didn't read it that way. I thought you meant like you could move one, then that's one turn, then you move another, and that's another turn. So you mean
the L
anywhere
is the whole
is an L. Okay.
Yeah.
I just read it completely different from that.
So attacking that, solid move. But
but it's not worth it because pawns only move. They move forward but attack diagonal.
Right.
Now I know the value of the pawn in terms of they move forward and attack diagonal.
Right.
So how should I move forward in this story?
Not chess.
Not chess.
Okay.
Real life.
Yeah. I mean, ultimatums can be kind of dicey, but I give them all the time. Mm-hmm. I'm not a perfect person, but sometimes you just got to give an ultimatum like, hey, if this happens, then this happens. If this doesn't happen, then this doesn't happen, or this happens.
Yeah.
You know? If-then statements.
I don't think I'm afraid of the ultimatum, and I don't think I'm afraid of losing the friendship. I think my fear is, did I put them in the best position to do everything they can for themselves as someone that's walking through the weeds in the forest and they don't understand what their path is? But I'm not. I think there's this thing that we do where they don't know best. And it's like, no, sometimes it's not always knowing best. Sometimes it's understanding that advice is giving from someone who has a clear head, and you no longer have that clarity you used to have as someone that's struggling with the ideation. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best way is an analogy. You can give someone the keys, but they gotta drive.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
You can tell someone verbatim every single step that they should take. It's up to them to take it. If they don't take it, then they don't take it.
Yeah.
And you have to think about your own well-being.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Not even, fam. Let me tell you something.
I know that. I know.
Yeah, let me, but
not just you.
It has to be said out loud, though, for those that are helping people, because, like, the work that we do in the conversations, the reason we're having this chess game is for people to sit down and hear our conversations of people that are really trying to help people. Because, like, you as someone that has struggled with that, you have had people you've had to help with that.
Yeah. And people who have helped me.
Yeah.
But ultimately, for me to get better, it was my work that I needed to do. Mm-hmm. I had to do the work. No one could hold my hand in that.
Yeah.
Because I wake up and it's me. I look at myself in the mirror.
You know, when you said that, I was like, is it me, Jesus?
It's me and Jesus.
Yeah.
And even Jesus is like, bro, you got to get it together. You got to do something. Like, I can take the wheel, but you got to hit the gas.
Yeah.
Real quick, pawns cannot attack backwards. They can only attack diagonal when something's there. Mm-hmm. They can't attack forward. They can't attack backwards at all. Or sideways. Only diagonal. So if I put a piece behind you, you couldn't do anything with it with these pawns. You could attack it with that, but that's it.
Well, either way you put it, if you put it here or here, I'd be able to attack with either piece.
With what do you mean either piece?
The pawn, because that's diagonally going forward.
The king can only move one square. I said that.
No, repeat that. I missed that.
So, king can only move one square at a time. So that's a move. Or, that's a move. Or, there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm saying if you moved it here, I'd be able to attack diagonal, and if you moved it here, wouldn't I be able to attack?
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Yeah, no, you're good. I was like, from where I was sitting, I was like, if you move it here, that's you, and if you move it here, that's you. So
for sure.
I could chill.
Yeah.
I was like, correct me if I'm wrong.
You're good.
Is it your turn or my turn right now?
What was your last move?
Who's the person that could, a pawn is the only one that could resurrect someone, right?
Yep. So if you get a pawn all the way here, you can get a piece back. Most people always get their queen back because it's the queen. But no one does that lightly. Like, no one's going to let you get a pawn back there. Because basically you're behind enemy lines and you're rescuing the queen.
It's behind enemy lines.
Yep.
Who let him back here? That's so funny. That's something it's not really insignificant, but just has less things that they can do. Can play such a crucial role. So what's the important role of the king outside of if you capture the king, the game is over?
And that's really it.
That's it? So the king only could move one move either way, like side, forward, side.
Yeah.
And once he's captured that, so the king is the least special person on the whole board.
Pretty much. But if you're in check, that's a thing.
What?
So if I moved here, you could not move any other piece on the board except for how to be out of check. So if I went here, you couldn't be like, oh, I think I'm going to move my rook. No, you have to move the king. Because the king can kill that and you would be out of check.
So basically, anytime the king is checked, it forces you to move the king, but that could also be a technique. Because if the queen, let's say You put the rook there. I as the king.
Bishop.
I'm sorry. You put the bishop there. I as the king jump the bishop. I just replace where the bishop is, right?
Right.
If your queen was right here and the whole board was
that's
clear,
setup.
that'd be your ass.
Right.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. All right. I think
people ever
it's
do that?
my move.
I think it's your move. We're gonna just go with your
for
move.
sure.
Yeah. That's funny. That's funny that I said that, and you're like, that's a good idea.
Right,
That's a good idea.
Might as well.
Might as well force it. Wait,
I've got a little plan.
can I L your queen?
No.
Is it because that's there, so there's no space for an L?
No. It's just you're attacking what's there.
What's here?
Yeah.
I'm saying if there was no space there, would I be able to L the queen?
You
hit
just
it?
jump over it. No.
Jump over the queen? Like, tell me more. What you mean by that?
So if there was nothing here, or if you attack this,
No, I'm talking about attacking the queen.
you can't.
I can or I can't?
Can't.
All right, so I'm saying why can't I attack the queen?
Because
with
you
my
have
knight?
to move in an L shape.
Oh, so it has to. Oh, wait, so I've been moving this knight the whole time illegally and not doing a correct L.
What do you mean?
Remember, I didn't learn what an L was until 5 moves ago.
I would have said something if you moved it incorrectly.
I think I've been moving the knight incorrectly the whole time, bro.
You're good to go. You're good to
bro,
go.
I haven't L'd one time.
You totally L'd. You were here.
Yeah.
I think that's an L.
No, but I'm saying I did it in steps. I didn't fully L. I haven't L'd correctly the whole time I had the knight until now. But
You didn't make 2 moves to get there. You made one move to
I
get
made
there.
2 moves to get here.
You made 1 move to get here.
I didn't L.
How did you get there?
I have not L'd. I can't tell you how I got there.
I didn't see
that was
you do
way
it.
back. Look, I know it was 2 moves to L. Because remember, once you told me that, I was like, oh, if I knew that, I would have moved differently if I knew it had to be a full L. Because remember, I said I've been L'ing in pieces, not L'ing all the way.
I didn't see you do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's too late because we hear it now, but it's like, because remember, I didn't know you had to make a full move L for your move to count as the knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you explained that. I was like,
Oh gosh.
yeah.
I'm so sorry.
You're good. We're just
I'm a
figuring this out as we go.
terrible teacher.
Let's not go that far. Let's not do that to ourselves. Is it possible to L the queen and the pawn, or that's like illegal? You couldn't jump one piece at a time.
I mean, if there were 2 pieces here, you could do that. I'm pretty sure. I am pretty sure. That's how I learned. You would just attack this piece.
So the last piece where you land would be the piece that you attack? So I could do this.
This. That's too far.
So,
Remember, 3 over, 1 over. So 3
oh,
up, 1
so
over.
3 over, 1 over?
3 up, 1 over. Or 3 over, 1 up. So you can attack this. You can attack that pawn if you choose. But then it's like, why? It's so many things there. That's just, the block is hot. Real bad. Because queen's there, pawn's there, and the rook's there.
And this moves diagonal, right?
Yes. But again, to attack this, you have 3 different oppositions.
This?
No, if you take that, I could take it with the queen, the pawn, or the rook, if I felt like it.
So I can't just attack over and end up here. No. I have to end up wherever I attack that person.
Yes.
See, I'm learning as we go, because like I didn't understand that until now. Obviously, I was just wilding in my head. So I'm hit with the boom and the bop.
Nope.
If that's the case, this is the best move then. I see what you did there. It's a good move. It's a good move.
Thank you. Thank you.
Damn, that's nasty. I didn't even peep that. I was about to do the wrong move.
In a situation like this, I would castle. I would focus on moving this, but then again, the timing would be kind of jacked. But I feel like you could. I feel like you could.
Castle means you move this one over,
Nope,
right?
Nope. On this side, on the side that the king is on. So you can only castle on the side that the king is on.
So I'd move the king over.
The king would go here, and then the rook would go there.
What about the knight, though?
You can't do it now because the knight's there.
Yeah.
So once you move the knight,
And also,
that's the only time the king can move more than one.
so I could move the king from here, and just move the knight? That's what you're saying, or what are you saying?
You would have to move the knight first.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but once those two spaces are clear, then you could castle.
So
right
I'd
now-
have to move the knight like this?
Yeah, you can do that.
That's legal? Okay.
And then I'm gonna move.
Of course.
Am I? Yeah. I'm gonna move here.
And then
You don't have to.
I don't?
You don't have to, because I can't attack it with anything but,
This feels so useless, though. Just by itself chilling.
Think
It's
about
just- it's
think
just
about
not
what's going to
here.
happen after that. Think about,
You clear the space for the queen to do whatever. Yeah.
and then you'd be in check.
I don't want to be in check, guys. I don't want to do that. Oh, man. That's not a good move. I don't know if you know what move I was about to do, but that was not going to be a good move. If anything, that'd just be clearing the way. If I move this here and you move this here, am I able to jump over
Say that
back
one
or
time.
no?
Say that one time.
If I move this here and you move her here,
So if you moved here, and I
you
moved
moved
here,
here,
yeah, you can move all the way over there if you wanted to.
would that jump over her, though, is what I'm questioning.
No,
I'm only
no.
doing things if it gives me
Diagonal.
access to that. So
Diagonal.
it only stays in the red? So how is the rook not allowed to attack the queen at all? I have to be beside the queen in order to
No,
attack.
because I can go on the red, and if I go to the red, then you can attack with that bishop.
So the queen could move colors?
But the queen can do whatever. Most things can move colors. The rook can move colors in straight lines.
Yeah.
The bishop is the only one that stays on its color.
Okay, well, this is going to be my move then.
Solid, solid.
Why'd you do that?
You will see.
All right, well, I have no choice.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
But if I do this,
What's
well,
going to
no,
happen? I can't
you
attack.
can't
it.
attack
Not
diagonal,
with that.
but I can't move the pawns back either.
Right, you can't move the pawn back. So you just gotta focus elsewhere. You can focus there, because shit's gonna go down.
I see where you're leading me, but I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there.
Now remember, these pieces can move as far as they want if they have room.
Which pieces? These?
You can move all the way over if you choose to. And you can move all the way that way if you choose to.
Okay. If that's the case, I'd like to move this all the way over here.
Solid move. Solid move.
I know you lying.
What?
I could move diagonal with this.
No.
Only
No.
straight.
Only straight.
So you could move all the way over here
If I chose to, yeah.
with no issue.
Right.
And if not that, you could also move wherever you want with her.
Yes.
Whore.
You're in an interesting place right now.
But I'm blocked by myself.
How? Where? What
These two.
You can move there, or don't move there because
That's
a
yeah.
trap.
That's
You
obvious.
can move there, or you can move back there, defend the king. But since you've moved the king there, you can no longer castle. By the way,
What?
since you've made that move, yeah.
This king can no longer be protected?
No, you just can't do the castle move,
You mean like him moving here?
and him going around it at the same time. Because that's a one move right there. Castling is one single move.
Oh, I thought castling was a separate move that you moved to that move, or I would have castled before.
Did you see me castle? Remember when I castled? I was
Nigga,
here.
I don't remember shit.
Yeah, castling
Did I
is
see
one
you
move.
castle before? Man, I'm just, whatever moves in front of me, that's all I remember. That move.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, castling is one move.
Oh, I thought castling was you have to move towards it to get it castled.
And
Yeah.
once you have those open spaces, you can castle.
Your knight's positioned in a very unique place.
This one?
Yeah.
Solid move.
I have no idea why you moved her back, but that's funny. Shit, my bad. The pawn can't attack the king.
Right. Because remember, pawn can only attack diagonally, not forward. So you can attack that rook if you chose to. But then whatever you get can be attacked by the king. So it'd just be gone instantly. So I'd focus elsewhere.
This could move in a straight line.
Yes. So, but right now you can only move in these two squares because everything else is blocked. You can't move forward.
But I could move to the side and get
You could,
this.
yes, you could.
But that would put it in the path of the queen.
Exactly. But if you don't move that, I could take yours, and then your king would be in check.
Yeah. And then the king would have to move over there.
He'd have to move somewhere. Right. So that's there now. Before. But I didn't even see this. If I move my queen there, it's toast.
And I was also thinking,
But then there's this.
yeah. But I was also thinking, what piece are you going to recover? So is that the next move you're able to recover a piece, or once you get there, you immediately get to recover a piece? Because remember you said,
you immediately get a recover piece.
oh, so it replaces it, period. Wow.
But
Which
then again, you
means,
can still take it.
doesn't this put my king in check now?
Yes, but you can take it out of check with the bishop. Because if the piece is gone, the piece is gone.
You said I could take it out of check with what?
The bishop. You can attack that, and then you're no longer in check.
Well, what about this? Is this a move that's possible?
There,
So it would just stop right here.
yes. That's the range.
Okay.
But you wouldn't be in check anymore.
Yeah. But I was gonna do this if that move wasn't available.
Solid. Check.
Still checked.
Now you're in check. Nope, you gotta get out of check.
Yeah, no, that's why I was like, fuck. I could move anywhere with the king, right?
Yep. Solid.
And the knight is only limited to 3 moves. So
3
even
squares.
if I did it, be 1, 2, 3.
Yep. Exactly.
Damn.
Yeah.
His moves suck, man.
Right out of range.
But we're not in the same square, so the queen can't get me yet.
Right. Because the only thing I can attack right now of yours is that pawn. But if I moved here, you'd be in check.
If you moved where?
Here.
Here?
Yeah.
Because I would check the king.
Some people will call this check because you can. Well, no, it's checkmate. It's not checkmate. You can move here if you wanted.
With the king? I want to see what you do. I'd rather play this out to the end than think too hard. I'll let it go.
I like that. I respect that.
Yeah.
Playing out to the end is the only way to play. And now you can take that queen if you chose to. That would get you out of check. But right now you're in check.
And I take the queen by doing this.
Yep.
But what does this do to the rest of the board? You still have a rook that's diagonal.
No, I have a bishop.
My
That's
bad,
diagonal.
bishop that's diagonal.
And I have a rook over here.
Rook moves 1 spot. Nothing special, for real, for real. So now it comes down to a game of...
So it's my move now. Of course. Get my rook out the way.
Okay, that's what you did.
You can't do anything.
Can't do
with
anything with this. That was gonna be my next move, but I was like, nah, I gotta take the queen. You don't have a choice on that. So if I move this up and you take this, does this check the king, or you can't attack the king?
I
with
can
a
check
pawn?
the king with that, yeah.
Why is this piece so useless?
If the king was over there, it'd be done. So I can't move my
Oh,
king
because because you're not in black.
because I'm not on a diagonal path of yours.
Ah,
Yeah.
fuck.
But if I move there, I'd be screwed. So I can only move here with the king. I can't move here or here. So I moved there. Where did you move? You didn't move yet, did you? No. Solid move. Well, not the most solid because you have to think about that. But then no, it's pretty.
No, that's
You
why I
got
did
it,
that.
You got it.
So this can move distances? I
Yeah.
thought this could only move one.
No,
move.
the king is the one that can only move one.
So how far can the rook move?
All the way across the board.
So the rook could move all the way across the board, but they're not allowed to move to the middle. It has to be to the other side of the board.
No, it doesn't have to be.
Okay.
But they can't move. They can't move like that.
So they can't move diagonal. They can
Right.
only move straight.
Yes.
So the bishop
Only diagonal. The rook
only
move
straight.
Yep.
And the queen can move wherever.
Wherever she wants.
Okay. Oh, this is your move?
That's my move. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, wait. No, yeah, you move there.
Yeah.
So, check.
That checks the king?
So you gotta get the king out of there somehow.
I know how to get the king out of this.
You could just go that way.
I was going to say,
Or, yeah, no.
question. I'm only allowed to move the king once the king is checked.
No, you can always move the king.
So I could move a pawn if the king is checked, like move this pawn
Yeah,
up, and that would take it out of check, right?
Absolutely. Solid move.
Does this count?
That's way too far.
Goes from here, 1, 2, 3.
Nope, L's. Remember L's.
So I get 3 moves to execute an L?
No. So, you have to move in an L shape.
Oh.
Okay, so you can move here, you can move here, you can move here, and you can move there. You can jump and move here too.
So doing that would expose the king, so that's not a
No,
good move.
How? Expose it in what way?
Once you move the knight, all you have to do is move this here, and the king is
But
in
then
check.
you could attack the king. Yeah, I mean the king could attack that because it's one away.
Yeah.
So it'd be whatever. I'd be giving you my rook on that one.
I'll comment on that later.
What do you mean?
You're not moving any of your back pieces, but I haven't really been on the offensive with you.
Right.
Which to me it's funny, but then I know why I haven't been able to move these 2 pieces, because that jumps for you each time.
Say that one more time.
If I move this up, you jump it with that. If I move this up, you jump it with that.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And if I jump one of those pieces back, that kind of puts my king out there with not enough protection as it's moving around the board.
So it's my move now, right?
No, I haven't
it's your-
moved
yeah, it's
anything.
your move, yeah. So that's the thing, but you don't have to do that.
And the pawns can't move back, right?
Nope.
Thinking too hard, that's not good.
Okay. Okay.
Me moving this doesn't put the king in check, right?
Yes, it does.
But you can't jump over it.
You'd be diagonal from me.
Oh, so you could attack that. And I can't move any pawns back. I think this is checkmate, buddy.
But you're not in check.
Well, checkmate usually means it's over, right?
No. I have to put you in check first.
Before checkmate.
Right. Nothing can attack you. Because you don't need to move the king right now. You can move something else. You can move your knight.
The cameras got hot again due to our intensity.
Want to turn it off? You want to take a break?
No. I feel like we're at the peak of the game, at least.
You can move the knight somewhere. That's probably the only piece you can move. But I mean, even if you get one of these pawns taken, whatever. Solid move.
How'd that work? You
You
jumped
can-
it over in an L?
Yeah, because I was here, right? Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
You can do that, and you will not be in check.
I love how we're both leaning into the board. You're like, damn. Did you move that 2 moves or
Yes,
one?
because it's at the beginning. Remember,
Uh-huh.
pawns at the beginning can move up to 2 moves.
Oh, so
If they start
each of
from
my
here.
pawns at the beginning can move up 2 moves.
Yeah, this is the first game.
You said what?
This is the first game, so it's
Yeah, I
gonna
could
be,
see how you would lose a lot of hours doing this.
Yeah, I've played a fair amount of chess. It's a fun game. How do you feel about it so far?
It's what I thought it was going to be. It's not a bad place to be.
But now, if you played a second game, you'd have a little bit more understanding.
Of how the rules work, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm definitely like a shower. It's hard for me to explain. You know, you can't move that.
Because that's diagonal.
And they're locked. So unless there's something there, they're stationary. I can't move that either. You can move this to free that. That's not a bad move. Because that, and then I would take that if I chose to take it. Or you could take it, and then you'd have a pawn in front of each other, which is always crazy.
Just 2 pawns staring at each other. If I put this here and then you jump that pawn and I jump the pawn,
You wouldn't be in check.
then that's my move.
Okay.
Was that correct? It's the pawns face off.
You can move there if you wanted to.
This? But that makes it, you can
Remember-
jump diagonal.
No, I'm saying you can move here. I can't hit you from there.
Oh, I see the play. You're like, I might as well. Just a sprint to the finish. And I can't do anything about that, so it doesn't matter anyway. It's funny that I've been in front of your king this whole time, but it's like you can't do anything with it.
Right.
Because there's nothing back there to jump.
Right.
I could just jump this.
Yeah, you could.
Yes.
Yeah. Look at what can attack it.
Yeah.
Nothing.
What are you recovering?
My queen, please.
But now you're blocking yourself.
For now.
Yes. So I have 2 moves. Check.
Check.
What?
You can go that way.
This? I was going to go this way.
You can't do that.
Can't do it.
Remember, it's sideways. It's not diagonal. And you're not attacking anything. But you have to move the king in this. Yeah. Your only way out is to move the king.
The fact I'm in a face-off is pretty funny.
They just shut off.
Yeah. Yeah. I have not thought about my next move. All that time we had. It's like food. Food is the focus. All right. That's my move that was next, right?
I'm pretty sure. Can't do that. Remember, you have to attack something.
So I only have 1 move.
No, you could move that.
Up.
If you wanted to.
I made mistakes. You pay for that mistake. There we go.
Okay, okay.
Feel the room getting tighter. I think I see what you're about to do, and it's kind of funny. Because it's all bait at this point. Can I move the pawn to the side? Outside of forward, or can I only go forward?
Only forward.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Well, fuck it then.
Oh, all right. Checkmate. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. That's why I was like, there's only like 3 moves left. Like, remember I said earlier, I was like, there's 2 more moves, and after this,
Yeah.
you now come down to like, you can only do this or that.
You don't have to move if you don't want
Hey,
to.
I want to see it through to the end.
No, you did. That you can't move anymore because you can't move into check.
Well, you already checked me, so are you going to at least finish it off?
No, you're in checkmate.
Well, you said check. I didn't hear the checkmate. I know we
No.
did the handshake.
Yeah.
Gonna finish me off correctly for my first game.
You're done. You're dead. This
That's
is
it?
checkmate. Yep.
You're not gonna at least knock my guy down? You're just gonna let him go out standing?
That's how it works.
You must not have watched enough samurai movies.
You need to have that finishing blow.
Yeah. I'm gonna see it through to the end. All that smack I was talking and now I get to leave peacefully? No.
It's more of a capture game. You've been
Oh. But don't you have to knock him down to put him on your side for it to count as captured?
Not the king, because if the king is captured, that's the whole game.
Well, what if you didn't check? What would your next move have been?
If I didn't checkmate you?
Because this one is who I was really worried about.
Yeah.
I feel like she has more freedom than anybody else.
Yeah. But I have you like so many ways right now. Because the rook, anywhere here.
You would just been able to stop it right there.
Also have the bishop. And then you can't move here because of the king. And then if you move there, yeah, it's
that was over. The room was just getting smaller and smaller. You need a new board
yeah, for sure.
and pieces.
Good game though.
Appreciate you. Is this how long it usually takes you to teach someone how to play chess?
It takes longer than this. It's usually not off of like one time.
You said what?
It's usually not done in one time, you know, to really get it. Because
I don't even want.
I
don't even want to go into the strategies part of this.
Yeah, that's.
I don't want to. No, I deserve
Whole
better. I'm not
different thing.
doing that. Should I get my own chessboard?
Yes.
A little bit too excited, buddy. All right. All right.
I am super excited if you got your own chessboard.
Freshly kicked butt over here. All right. So from our discussion, I don't know. It sounded like it fell behind you, though.
Behind me?
Maybe.
Yep.
We'll see.
Nice.
From that discussion we had, right? Mm-hmm. What is your takeaway from my discussion about the situation?
I think you got to let that person do what they're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Hopefully they do what they're supposed to do.
Like they got to just ride it out outside of the advice that I gave them?
The ultimatum is the only thing I can think of, honestly. Like, hey, go see a therapist, and then we can talk about this. Mm-hmm. But until then, we can't talk about this. You know, we're boys, but you can't. There's certain things I'm gonna be like, nope. Have you talked to a therapist? You know. You have to put up boundaries.
What about medication? How does the medication side of that discussion go when it comes to somebody suffering from or dealing with ideations?
You have to talk to a psychiatrist.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me more.
So a therapist doesn't prescribe medication. Mm-hmm. They can introduce you to a psychiatrist who can prescribe you medication.
Yeah, which would take insurance.
Yes.
Yeah, which would take money?
No.
Okay, tell me more.
DC, you can get insurance. If you don't have money, they want to give you insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're dying to get the numbers up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go to the place on H Street.
H where?
The same place you get food stamps. Mm-hmm. Is it H and... Oh, hell, man. H and what? I know it's on H Street.
Yeah.
It's a large building. It might be near that Whole Foods.
I know what you're talking
Or
about.
that Trader Joe's.
Right after the Union Station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that grocery store.
Yeah.
It's around there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's around there.
From what you've experienced, who's the easier, like if between one or the other, is it easier to go to the psychiatrist first before the therapist or the therapist before the psychiatrist?
Ooh, that
for somebody in that situation.
Depends on the primary care.
Okay, tell me more.
Because usually a lot of people go to a primary care doctor first and say, oh, hey, I'm having mental health issues. Okay, well, I don't do that, so this is the person who does that. Mm-hmm. And so where I go to the Mary Center, fantastic, just
okay,
absolutely.
Tell me more about the Mary Center,
Miniature,
because that's what this is now. Now it's like resources, passing it out, what to expect, what to ask for. Yeah.
I don't know if they're even accepting new patients now. I hope so. They might be. But they are just, I get my dental work with them, primary care, behavioral health, just mental health, all that stuff done through the Mary Center. And they just take my insurance, just DC insurance.
Yeah.
And it's just...
Is there a difference between Medicaid and DC insurance?
No.
Same thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I got my card.
Yeah.
Got to look into that
too.
card.
Me too.
Yeah. You got the white card, the old school white joint?
I don't know, because not all... Medicaid is not always the same insurance provider. Mine is a Amera Group.
Keep talking as I look for things.
Yeah. I have a Amera Group, and that's where I get my Medicaid from. Yeah, see, this is different.
That's the old school joint.
This is the old school joint.
Yeah.
Because mine is under a provider.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you think my next move should be outside of what I've told you so far with this situation?
That person does not have insurance?
I think they do. I told them to get it. Okay. And I was like, if not that, you could always go to Costco and get that insurance through Costco that Costco's providing.
Costco has insurance?
They're selling insurance
Costco
now.
Costco goes hard, bro.
Yep.
Like, what?
Yep. Would you like a Reese's?
I would like a Reese's.
It's a white chocolate here. That's
Thank you so much.
Anytime.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
I can
Sorry,
never.
I was just about to eat a Reese's in front of you. It was about to get
world,
crazy.
Bro. Go for it.
Like, wow, yo.
I wouldn't have said nothing.
He really whipped out that Reese's with no issue. And
this is your house, bro.
That's wild. What a poor host.
I appreciate it, man.
No problem. But yeah, so tell them to go get therapy. We can't have any more discussions about this until they get therapy. Now,
We're gonna have regular banter, but it would be there would always be the underlining thing that you haven't taken care of.
now, outside of the banter, an appreciation we have for this person, what does the follow-up with that person look like?
Hey, I've gone to therapy. It's like, okay, cool. Now we can talk about next steps. And now I can help you stay on track. But you got to do the work. I can say, hey, have you done therapy? Yes, I have. No, I haven't. Go do some more therapy. Get together.
What if they decide therapy is not for them?
Then you don't need to be for them either.
As a friend?
People who are like, I'm just real sus about people who are like, no therapy. And it's like,
Even though you know you're the walking emergency?
It's giving therapy always. Even when things are good, go to therapy.
Yeah.
I go to therapy to make sure that I'm not being an asshole to people. Because I might do it on accident. I might cry a little bit.
It's okay. This is a peaceful place.
Man, Reese's are the shit.
Yeah.
I love Reese's, bro.
No, don't put that on the thing. No free advertisements for them.
Facts. I'll put this underneath the chair for right now. No free advertising. Legit. I gotta savor this because I never buy candy.
What advice would you give to people in my position?
Look out for you.
How so?
If you feel like, okay, he's not getting help, and this is becoming too stressful and too hectic, you gotta just be like, yo, I need to step back from it. I've stepped back from lots of people.
Yeah.
But I probably won't step back into their circle. You know? There are a few people that I do want to be like, hey, let's talk now. Because those are people that I've known for bricks. But some people, it's like, you show me things that I don't like.
Yeah.
And they may or may not be bad things, but they're not things for me.
When you say you showed me things that I don't like, how so?
Like color. So there are some people that are overly, they bring things to the table that are just like chaotic. It's like, I don't need to do that. You know, that's a situation that has nothing to do with me. You know, we can talk, and there's a boundary of you don't do that,
Yeah.
or can't be cool.
Yeah.
You know, and then there are people who have been just deceitful. Like I don't know if I told you about my living situation before.
No.
Because I was living in I was in Maryland for like a hot second, and when I was there, it was just chaotic. The person I was renting from made promises and said things, and then
Her?
yeah,
I remember you mentioned that lightly.
yeah. And you know, you give your word. Say your word is your word, and if you go back on your word, it's like, can I trust you?
If I don't take notes now, why would I not take notes later? Yeah.
Right. Because if it's really, because that was one kind of serious,
Yeah.
you know, and then it could be even more serious down the line, you know. So it's like, you know, I do want to talk to them again because I don't like burning bridges, you know. You never know.
Well, I think
But
you
I do
worded
believe in
that wrong, though. They
Maybe.
burned the bridge.
Sure.
You're just acknowledging that
the bridge is burned.
the bridge is burned because of what you did. It's not burned because I'm leaving you. It's burned because your inability to keep your word.
Yeah. And I understand something happens to you outside of our relationship.
Yeah.
But that's outside of our relationship. You know, I shouldn't be at fault because I'm not at fault for something that happened to you over there. If you haven't prepared for that stuff in the position that you're in our relationship, as far as the business sense,
Yeah.
I can't I can't foot the bill for that.
What do you say to someone who may be using manipulative language like, it's okay, I'm useless? Or what was the words? That was the thing that we read
Not worth
earlier?
it.
I'm not worth it. And it's
I'd
like,
say shut the shit up first of all.
yeah, tell them to shut the hell up, or
That
just
shit.
because like
that shit up, not shut the hell up.
I'm really trying my best not to just. But there's like moments where it's like, if
But
you
that's an
talk to me
in-person.
like this,
That's an in-person thing. Right.
if you talk to me like this, understand, I will stop responding,
Right, because that's
and
wild.
I'll be okay with that, because I'm not treating you like how you're making yourself out to be
Right,
treated.
right, and that's not.
Yeah,
You're saying something.
yeah, and this
You're
isn't my
putting
fight.
words in the mouths of others. Like,
Yeah,
that's
this
not
isn't
it.
my fight, because you feel that way about yourself. That's one thing, but others don't feel that way about you unless you make us to feel that way about you. Then we'll say it to your face. I'm a very I'll say it to your face person.
Like, you're trash, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm right.
But that doesn't mean I don't want to help trash, or I don't want to help someone who's good. How
Yeah.
you're acting right now doesn't change
Who you
our
are.
willingness to help you. What it does change, though, is after everything is said and done and you get help, I think that changes after you're okay, should I still be around this person? Because I think there's a certain amount of, after you've helped someone, even if you guys are extremely close, that you do have to ask yourself, is it healthy for me to keep this person around me in this
Yeah.
capacity?
Absolutely.
Should they still have access to me? And if they have access to me, am I still going to treat them the way that they should be
Right.
treated as
To
a
what
person?
extent do they have access?
Or am I going to start to take this opportunity to get payback when, as a friend, you should never be looking for payback? Or dishing out what you've received because you're upset? I think in a lot of cases, and from what I've seen from a lot of folks, there's a lot of, well, you did all these things to me and you deserve this now. And it's like, is that really friendship anymore, though? Are you keeping them around because you want to pay them back for the anger and frustration after you've helped them? Because now you're becoming the problem in the life of someone that you wanted to help at one point, and now that you're done helping them, it's, I might get back. And it's like, what are we doing here? We're keeping track of the wrong things if that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So this it's just chess. That was chess. This chess experience is unique. I'm definitely going to get my own board, but it's just going to be a chessboard. It's not going to be whatever this is.
Yeah.
With all these things, that's crazy. I'm not.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
I'm thinking of putting this out during Mental Health Month in May, because when I look at the landscape, there's a lot of, here's what you should do for your mental health. There's a place for that. And there's a lot of, here's what you shouldn't do for your mental health. That's cool. That's cool. And I know that I'm going to be a broken record on this, especially this year, but a lot of content and information that's being put out there, the focus is A and C, and there's no conversation about B. The people's journey to getting better, the relationships that are lost, having real discussions on how to handle those things. And then after it's said and done and you've helped people, really checking in with yourself on how you feel about this person after the thing that's happened, and asking yourself, do I need to break up with my friend?
You can love people from a distance.
Yeah. And still hope for the best for them. And if they take it personal, they should. You were a good friend, or you were a terrible friend. Some people are upset that the terrible friend leaves. That's always funny to me. But these things happen. So,
Yeah. I mean, trauma will do that to you.
yeah. Oh,
Stockholm
trauma.
syndrome.
That is a thing. That's definitely a thing. How, let's end it off on this. If there's anything that I've said to you in this story today, what's one thing you think I could have done better?
Honestly, dude, like,
Yeah.
I think you were pretty good. What's one thing you could have done better?
Because I do try to tell it evenly.
can't say it's worse or better, but I personally would have been a little bit more aggressive and just be like, bro, you're wildin'. You can't say things like that.
Oh, you mean for that message?
Yeah.
Well, what I decided was after I take care of what I need to, that I'm no longer going to financially help people anymore.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
for
not
sure.
in a position, I shouldn't put myself in a position
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah, that's always
And when people take you for granted, it's usually because they are entitled to your time and who you are. And that's just boundaries. That's not their fault. They thought it was sweet. Now it's sour. Great commercial. So, and also, the people who are around me, we all have something that's going on separately. We all have something way more intense than what we let the other people know because we don't want to dump it on others. In that situation, I don't think they were wrong. I think they were mistaken as to who I am and how things are handled if they feel that way. I think there could have been a better conversation of, hey, I need you to look out for me. I didn't say this before.
Yeah.
And I know, but if you're not willing to have that conversation and it becomes I'm worthless, you don't have to worry about it because you don't care and all these other things.
Right. And it's like, bro.
I need to just respond, you know what, you're right, and leave it at that. Because your assumption about me now makes me look at that role that you're accusing me of and saying, you know what? I can help you and play that role. Yes, sure. Because
Sometimes you just got to be comfortable with being the villain. Because there's no such thing. Unless you do actually
and everything
villainous
you've seen
things.
me do, you've seen me have to be the villain in countless people's lives. But sometimes helping people usually means you become the villain at some point.
Yeah.
So,
Because, I mean,
and I think that's the hardest part of my job that a lot of people don't realize. Because you get praised a lot for all the things that Get Home Safe or someone who's a mental health advocate has accomplished, but silently, and if anybody ever want to have the discussion, there's a lot of people who end up going their separate ways because of how heavy the work is, or the assumption of you helping me means you also need to make me happy. No.
and that's not it.
No, you have to be a part of my dreams. No, the only dream I have for you is seeing you see tomorrow, and hopefully you find joy while you're there. Because seeing tomorrow doesn't always mean you find happiness. I've been lucky in my life to have what I have.
Same.
Yeah. And that's it.